They told me this completely rotten amaryllis bulb was trash, but 2 years later, it did the absolute impossible. Look at this. You might think it's fake, but don't scroll, because I'm going to prove it to you by showing you the whole 2-year process from lot to resurrection. Part 1. How to rescue a rotten amaryllis bulb. Step 1. Surgical cleanup. First, check the basal plate. This is the bottom where the roots grow, and it's essential for survival. Gently press the bulb. If it feels soft or watery, you've got rot. Don't worry if it's damaged, as long as part of it is intact. There's still a chance. In this case, about half was still healthy, and I even found a tiny flower bud hiding inside. Will it bloom? I wasn't sure, but I had to try. Peel away the unhealthy outer layers. Using a knife sterilized with 75% alcohol. Carefully trim away the rotten tissue. You're looking for anything mushy, slimy, or foul-smelling. Cut it all out to stop the infection. I also trimmed the tiny sliver of the old basal plate to expose the root eyes and encourage new growth. Finally, let the bulb dry for a few days, say for 3 to 5 days. Step 2. Antifungal armor. Next, apply Jensen Violet 1%. You can find this purple solution at pharmacies or on Amazon. It's an incredible antifungal and antibacterial treatment that damages the cell membranes of microorganisms, stopping the rot death in its tracks. Step 3. Planting. After drying for a few days, it's time to plant. Use a well-draining, fertilizer-free soil mix. I use a blend of peat, perlite, and sawdust. Choose a small pot with good drainage. Lightly moisten the soil. And place the bulb right on top, keeping the cut surfaces exposed to the air. Keep it in a shaded, well-ventilated spot away from the rain, and never water directly onto the bulb. Part 2. The 2-year time lapse. Day 10. The soil surface dried out, so I watered again, keeping the bulb itself completely dry. Day 25. It actually bloomed. It wasn't as strong as a normal bulb, but seeing its true identity, a gorgeous sweet nymph, was amazing. Day 75. The magic begins. 4 new baby bulbs appeared at the basal plate. By day 90, 2 more popped up on the other side. Day 145. New life just kept forming. The mother bulb was completely dedicated to supporting her babies, forcing even more bubbles out from between her scales. Day 160. All the wounds are fully healed. Let's count them. A total of 11 small bulbs. Talk about a big family. At this point, with roots and leaves established, I gradually moved them into the sunlight. The vitality of this plant is unreal. 1 year. 1 year later, to give this family room to grow, I transplanted them into a larger pot. This time, I added organic and slow-release fertilizer to the medium as a base, gave it a good water, and put them in a sunny spot. 1 year, 6 months. During the active growing season, from spring to early autumn when it's above 20 degrees, I fed them a balanced NPK fertilizer every 2 weeks. When the bulbs become crowded in the pots, I transplanted them with a larger pot again. By then, they had very healthy roots. That's very important for maturity and blooming. For every transplanting, it's necessary to add based fertilizer, such as organic fertilizers, sheep manure, slow-release fertilizers, bone meal powder, etc. Mix all the fertilizers with the soil, and then refill the space of the flower pot, and finally water them. 1 year, 10 months, and then something mind-blowing happened. 5 flower stalks emerged from the bulbs that were only less than 5 centimeters in diameter. Sadly, one stalk dried up later, but the others were about to bloom. A week later, they finally opened. 4 flower stems, delivering 8 spectacular blooms in total. The variety name is Sweet Nymph. They appear dark pink from at first, and later turned light pink. 4 bulbs this small, that is an absolutely insane show. But wait, there's a mystery here. Part 3. The science. Why did this happen? I treated another bulb that was even more severely infected. It survived, and after 6 months, it grew 5 healthy leaves. But it remained a single bulb, so we have 2 completely different results. One bulb went from 1 to 1. The other went from 1 to 11. Why such a massive difference? The topping effect. It all comes down to a botanical principle called topping. Topping means removing the central growth point of a plant to force its energy elsewhere. In the second case, the center of the bulb stayed perfectly intact, so it focused all its energy on growing itself. But in our miracle case, the rotten center was destroyed, acting exactly like a natural topping. Because the May bulb could no longer grow upward, it redirected 100 of its survival energy into producing clones. This is actually the exact secret behind professional amaryllis propagation techniques like chipping, trim scaling, and basal plate cutting. It goes to show you, sometimes what looks like devastating damage is actually just the beginning of beautiful new life. Thank you so much for watching. If you love growing amaryllis and want more rescue tips, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Let me know in the comments, have you ever saved a rotten bulb? See you in the next video.